Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have Joseph Loughran, our marketing VP, and then we have our special guest presenter, Keith Birkin, is joining us as well. So great stuff to talk about. Joe, if you can mute all lines, and then we can move forward here, that would be great. We have a big number of attendees, a big number of agents on, so we appreciate everyone taking the time to join us, especially on a Thursday afternoon. So thank you for that. We're going to dive in here, and I'm going to take the wheel for probably 5 to 10 minutes. If you guys can mute your line, that would be great. I'm going to talk for about 5 to 10 minutes on some new things going on here at Levinson, and then I'm going to, Joe and Keith, can you guys mute the lines, please?
Yep,
okay.
Keith, if you can mute your phone, that'd be great.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, all right, so I want to talk about some new stuff going on here at Levinson, and then I'll introduce Keith, and he's going to dive into a very unique life with long-term care alternative product. This is the only one like it, and what I told Keith from the beginning is I said, you know, a lot of people have heard about this concept, and, you know, some people love it, some people like it, some people don't, but what I want you to give our agents and the audience is some sales ideas and stories and ways that you can go out and translate the product to your clients to ultimately lead to sales, okay? Commissions are awesome with this product. Underwriting is pretty simple, and it's really a win-win across the board. We all know what happened in the LTC arena. There's unfortunately not many good standalone products left. In fact, we have the only ones that are still standing. And this is really the new solution. It's a hybrid product that was built for life insurance with long-term care protection, the main emphasis on the LTC part. So lots of great options and riders you're going to hear about. Take out your pen and paper, jot down notes, questions, comments, anything that we can help you with. Either use the question box in front of you as we go live, or call us, email us after, but we want to hear from you, good, bad, and different. We create these webinars with you in mind, so please don't forget that. Okay, so real quick, we're looking at the second slide here, what's new at Levinson. You know, I feel that it's our job here at Levinson and Associates to make sure that our agents are trained and they're equipped with the right tools to go out there and not only make the sale with unique products, right, which are the best around, but to also have the technology and the marketing system, and then of course the knowledge and the training that comes with that platform, so all of our agents know what's going on and what can be utilized and how you can market yourself and your brand and your website and how to drive traffic. And that's ultimately the name of the game here. You know, yes, the products are great and the commissions are great, but you can have the best product in the world with a 260% commission level, and if you don't know how to drive traffic or make appointments, right, for webinars or seminars or whatever you like, then it's going to do you no good. So I truly feel like it's our job to go out and find what's working and what's not and make sure our agents are trained and they know the basics. And, you know, I don't care if you've been doing this for 40 years or 2 years, or if you have an MBA and you're a CLU, CHFC, and a Master's in Finance, doesn't matter, okay? If you have a good platform and you're branding and marketing yourself and you know enough to be dangerous and you're utilizing our iGenius system, then you're going to sell much more than the guy or girl that went to school for 10 years and, let's say graduated top of the class and you know all the ins and outs and how the product workings are. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If you look at, we have 16,000 agents, okay, and I'm not going to dwell on this anymore, but we have 16,000 agents. If you take our top 5 agents out of the 16,000 number, Okay, and by the way, okay, this is from my heart, and you'll meet some of these people at our expo. But if you take 5 of those top agents, okay, what you're going to find, those 5 agents, yes, they have a great personality and they're very driven and their work ethic is second to none, but they're not real product gurus. They know enough to be dangerous. Okay, they don't understand. Let's say if they had to build an index universal life product, they can tell you what's on the surface, okay, but that's about as far as it gets, and that's all they need to know, because their work ethic is second to none, and their marketing and branding to their clients and prospects and going back for annual policy reviews and beneficiary changes, and they're keeping their name out there constantly. That's what you're going to find in common. Okay, so it's very interesting stuff there. In this business, there's really, it doesn't matter what age you are or how much education you have. If you have what it takes and you're willing to do whatever it is on the work ethic side that's needed to make lots of sales and servicing opportunities, you're going to win big. Okay, so with that said, real quick, coming soon, as you can see on the bottom there, that's a picture in the left corner. That's me and Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, Gary V is world-renowned marketing guru. And the reason why I just went to New York City on Tuesday to sit with him, and we literally had a coaching session, and then we recorded a podcast. I sat with him for 1 hour, and I wanted to create a podcast that will teach our agents all about marketing in 2019 and in the future, and how important social media is, and CRM and e-blasting, and how important it is to have a professional looking website. And he gives some great ideas on storytelling, making YouTube videos. You guys are going to love this podcast. It's on my channel, which is the Bill Levinson Experience. And episode number one was January. It was my mentor, Jeff Levitetz, also Cleveland Clinic Man of the Year. Number 2 was just launched yesterday, and that's with Kerry Levinson, my father. Number 3 is Gary Vaynerchuk live. This was freaking awesome. Number 3 with Gary V. When I say this, I swear to God, I'm not joking. This was, for myself personally, the best experience I have ever had, was sitting with this guy for an hour. Wait until you hear and feel his energy and some of his great ideas. And, you know, it's all the same stuff that I've been preaching for a while now. But when you hear it come out of his mouth, and, you know, some of our ideas are a little different, but he's got such great strategies that everyone is going to love. You know, it's funny, I remember Keith, you know, I've known Keith Birkin for a long time. And he was at one of our expos a few years back, and, you know, he's always been very professional and a great speaker and, you know, just a great guy. I think we're about the same age, and actually lives right around the corner as well. But all of a sudden he came to, I think it was, so it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I've heard him speak before, and he was always good. Everything was fine. And all of a sudden he came to our expo, and I think he was on at like 1 o'clock, and I saw him in the hallway there about lunchtime. And the guy walks in, and he's like a totally different person. And I'm like, hey, Keith, what's going on? He's like, oh, Bill, come here, give me a hug. He's jumping up and down, and he's so excited, and, you know, his face is all red, and he's literally like glowing from head to toe. I'm like, what the hell's going on with you? He goes, oh, man, I just got back from a Tony Robbins 3-day seminar, and I am on top of the world. And I was like, wow. I guess this stuff really works, you know. This is great, because I've known Keith for a few years. I've never seen him like this. Anyway, long story short, Keith was up in like a half hour. He jumped on that stage and crushed it, folks. I mean, he got up there. He owned the place. I'll never forget it. And you know what? Till this day, he's exactly the same way. So the point I'm trying to make, you know, a guy like Gary V, a guy like Tony Robbins, you know, Jim Rohn, going back years and years, you know, you can say whatever you want. You know, there's different ways to look at this stuff. But I will tell you, if you have an open mind and you're willing to learn and use some of these strategies in your day-to-day, personal and business life, it will change you. I promise. If you're open to it, It will change you. And at the end of the day, what it's teaching you is just to be the positive guy or girl and have a good mindset. And, you know, people radiate towards that kind of energy. Do the right thing. Go above and beyond. Be that kind of person. It takes the same energy, right? If you want to be the negative guy with your head always down, or you want to be the positive guy or girl that, you know, the world is yours kind of feeling, it works. So, you know, like it or not, it works. So anyway, you're going to hear Keith in just a few more minutes, but I will tell you, the proof is in the pudding, and this is a great example of that stuff working to its fullest. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to dive into LTC. That's what we all came for. So I'm going to just give everyone a 100-foot overview on what's available in today's new world, right? This isn't like it was 10 years ago where there were some great LTC standalone products to choose from, because now, unfortunately, we're very, very limited. So on the standalone side, on the left column, as you can see, we have Transamerica, Mutual of Omaha, and National Guardian Life. On the right side, that's a listing of all of our life insurance plans with long-term care riders, okay? So those are all of your options today. Some are more competitive than others, all from great A-minus rated carriers or better. But what you're going to hear today is a very unique story. And even if you heard this story already, you're going to learn some new sales ideas and concepts built around this product. So you're going to hear about some great, great stuff. Jot down any notes, anything you want us to revisit after. Now, as far as long-term care resources, if you say to yourself, you know, hey, I want to start marketing this stuff, I got to get my e-blasts out, because you never want to be the guy or girl that runs into Susie, you know, the woman who you sold a 20-year term policy to, and you run into her at the grocery store, and Susie says, oh, Bill, you know, I wish that I knew you handled long-term care and living benefits. And I say, why? I do handle long-term care. What happened, Susie? And Susie says, well, long-term care Bob sent me an e-blast 2 months ago, and I hit reply to get a quote, and he ran a quote for me, came over the house, and I signed an app and filled it out, and I bought a LTC policy. Well, shame on Bill Levinson for not marketing himself and not getting the word out that, yes, I sell life insurance, but I also sell long-term care insurance and hybrid unique products and living benefits, right? We all need to make sure that we brand and market ourselves at least once a month to all of your clients and prospects. So this is all the material that you will need. Videos, we have e-blasts, we have sections you can put on your website. If you're using our free websites, we literally have a section you can add on just for long-term care and life with LTC Hybrid. So if you're interested, let us know. If you want to learn more, we also have agent videos that talk all about LTC and these hybrid type products. So just let us know and we will get those out to you. They're also available on our website under long-term care. Okay, real quick, moving forward here. Keith's going to dive in right now. He's actually on vacation, so he stepped down to the lobby, and we appreciate him stepping in for us. He's one of my favorite presenters, and you're going to hear exactly why in just another second here. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker, my friend Keith Birkin from One America. Keith, you there?
Bill, I am. I was on mute, but now I'm back off. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yep, perfect.
All right, excellent. I don't know if I saw the ability to take over and control the presentation. Is my screen being shared?
Yep, I think
Keith,
Joe is.
It looks like your internet went out on your end, so you may have to reconnect that before we can move forward. And I will try.
Were
to pull
you
up your
able?
PowerPoint.
It says connected too. It's weird because I'm seeing you, and I was seeing all of the slides that you guys were going on with.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'll try to pull up your PowerPoint here. It looks like it did not
pull up the
come through
PowerPoint
correctly. So let me work on that in the meantime here.
All right.
So while we're doing that, okay, I'm sorry, Bill.
No, it's okay.
Well, While we're doing that, though, a lot of this I can speak to off the cuff without actually having the presentation. And by the way, Bill, first of all, thank you so much for that awesome introduction. Like Bill said, I've been working with the Levinson team for quite a long time, and it's always a great partnership because they embody everything that I love in an agency, a very altruistic, holistic approach, and are always doing the right thing by their agents and their clients, which is one of the reasons why they're doing this presentation today on this topic. It's not just about comp commissions and products. I mean, this is something that when you put your clients into it, you know you're doing the right thing. Whether you're a registered rep, broker dealer, or agent, and you have a fiduciary or a suitability responsibility for doing this, it's something that when you do this for a family, it's helping them at the time they need it the most. I think we got it. It's show my screen. So let's see.
Yep, there we go.
You see it? Fantastic.
Yep.
So I love how Bill kind of precursored this with, I never go into a presentation just talking about products. And I love how you were talking about your top 1%, in that they're not product junkies. You know, they understand and they learn how to take a concept and kind of translate it into terms as to what's selling. So what I want to show you today is, I'm going to show you products, of course, but my goal is that you walk away from today understanding and knowing your opportunity. But more important than that, I want to show you what's turning illustrations into applications, what's really moving the needle, what's really triggering your clients to want to go ahead and make a decision and move forward on this, what's working. And I'm coming into this with 18 years of experience, starting with traditional LTC with Genworth Financial, which as we know, just suspended sales. It's an industry that is shrinking, but a problem that is absolutely positively growing. So before I go into even how to present this, the products, the concepts, and what have you, the first thing I want to talk about is the problem itself. You need to understand how expensive this is and how important and why this absolutely has to be something that you're discussing. So this is Genworth's cost of care survey. It's the industry standard on this, and this is on the 2015 numbers. 1 year in a private nursing home is just less than $90,000. But if we assume just a very modest 3.5% inflation index, 10 years down the road, and by the way, 3.5%, the inflation increase, the COLA on long-term care has now exceeded education. But 10 years down the road, you're now looking at almost $125,000 a year. 20 years down the road, you're looking at nearly $175,000 a year. But I'm going to pause for a second because there's 4 trends that are happening right now that are dramatically increasing the cost of care. And the first is the baby boomers. It's right now the second largest segment of our population, nearly 80 million people. And the first wave of baby boomers started hitting their 70s just 2 years ago. So 10,000 people a day are turning age 70. So think about this for a second. You've got the second largest segment of our population getting into their prime claim years in the next 10 years. So as it stands right now, there's already a large disparity between supply and demand. But what happens when the second largest segment of our population starts hitting that demand channel? Watch what it does to supply and dries up cost. And then we have medical technology. This, by the way, is a good thing. What was killing us 30 years ago is today considered a chronic condition. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, cardiovascular disorders. These were death sentences 30 years ago, but they're easily diagnosed and very manageable now. We're living well into our 80s and 90s, which dramatically increases the chances you're going to need care. And then we have family dynamics. Pay attention to this because this, by the way, is what is selling this. Probably not a surprise to you to know that 75% of all long-term care is provided at home. But what might be surprising to you is that 70% of all home care is provided by family members. And that's what you want to pay attention to because that's what's selling it. And I'm going to show you how to use that information and actually make the sale. But that family dynamic, by the way, is changing. You got mom and dad retiring to the warmer climates like South Florida, where we live. We know they're all here, or California or Arizona, and the kids are often staying put. So that's changing. And then lastly, we have government, and I'm not making any commentary whatsoever on this political administration. However, what you do need to know is 42% of all long-term care is paid by the government. And the programs that are supporting this, largely Medicaid and some Medicare, are largely unsubstantiated. The entitlement programs will not be able to continue at this clip, which is why the government is consistently introducing new legislation to further privatize long-term care and make it harder to qualify for Medicaid. And as a matter of fact, to say one thing about this administration, in their first proposed budget, there was massive slashing to Medicare and Medicaid, as well as in their last proposed budget. And by the way, this is just 1 year of care. Average length of care for a man is 2.2 years. 20 years down the road, you're looking at almost $385,000. For a female, it's just shy of 4 years. 20 years down the road, you're looking at almost $645,000. So your clients that are feeling comfortable thinking they can self-insure, they're not really considering what the cost will be in 20 years. But to me, one of the most staggering numbers, people with Alzheimer's will live 8 to 20 years with the syndrome. 20 years down the road, one person in a couple, you could be looking at close to $1.4 million out-of-pocket long-term care costs. I call that the Titanic. Titanic was built, strongest, biggest, most unsinkable ship ever built at its time, and it went down to the bottom of the Atlantic in less than 2 hours. You got clients sitting on $1.4 million. They're feeling pretty unsinkable. One of them gets something like Alzheimer's, and they're going to go down like the Titanic. But to me, the most staggering statistic is this: 70%. Once you're 65 and older, 7 out of every 10 of us are going to need some type of long-term care. The problem? Most people think they're in the 30%. By the way, nursing homes are filled with people that thought they'd be in the 30%. So this is fantastic data, which, by the way, also uncovers the fact that there's a tremendous opportunity out there for you to start really talking about these products, because we were so grossly underinsured. The data that I just showed you, these statistics, these percentages, this is great for your personal edification as to why you need to be talking about this, but it absolutely has no business being in a conversation that you're having with your clients as to how to sell it. That is simply done with 2 questions. The first being, look, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I have no idea if you'll ever need long-term care, but God forbid if you did, have you considered the impact it's going to have on your family, your spouse, your children, who have children? The very people you swore your entire life you'd always protect are the ones that are the most impacted when you need long-term care. Your kids who have jobs and kids and homework and soccer practice. These are the people that are impacted when you need care. And this, by the way, is what sells this. To go out with just a hypo, just an illustration that makes so much sense, and talking about premium versus benefits and all the different solutions, and you're going to love these solutions. Bill said it himself. No one else has really anything like this. It is 100% custom fit solutions that is very, very unique, with guarantees and lifetime benefits and all this great stuff that's going to get you very excited when you see this. Still, you have to go in selling from the perspective as to why people are buying. And they're buying because they don't want to impact their family. And the greatest and easiest way to do this is with these 2 questions. This being the first. The second question, look, if you needed long-term care, how are you going to pay for it? Are you aware that nothing pays for this but your own money, your own income, your own assets that you've allocated, hopefully for the retirement that you've always dreamed of, and hopefully also for some legacy planning as well. And this makes that perfect transition into the linked benefit solution. And what I love about these is, and these are where you're going to get some of these great little taglines, some of my favorite little golden nuggets. These are some of the takeaways you're going to like. I call this insurance for people that don't want to buy insurance. Why? Because regardless of the outcome with these products, it is always heads you win, tails you tie. Why? Because how does this work? It's really simple. You're simply shifting, whether it's a full single premium asset or annual premiums, what have you, but you're taking money from your left pocket and you're really just repositioning it to your right pocket. And with that, you're re-intentioning it for a very specific purpose, which is, of course, long-term care. But the beautiful value add to this is that you're also going to get cash value, a death benefit, of course, obviously the long-term care benefit, and with us and nobody else, a lifetime benefit of long-term care you can never, ever outlive. It's heads you win, tails you tie. Because if you don't need it, you're going to get a tax-free death benefit. If you want your money back, you take your money back. And if you need it for long-term care, you'll have a guarantee that you can never exhaust it with a lifetime benefit with premiums that can never be increased. Again, it's a better way to self-insure. Insurance for people that don't want to buy insurance. You're always maintaining control of that asset as it has its liquidity. So I'm going to go into the product suite. And I'm not even showing it to you all here, but we actually have 7 products. And what's great is I'm going to show you how these work. You're going to understand it completely. You're going to get very excited about them. And I'm going to give you 100% permission to forget how they work. Don't worry about their names. Don't worry about which one is the single premium and which is the annual pay and the qualified money and the annuities. What I want you to walk away from today is knowing how to identify your opportunity. That's what you have Josh for. That's what you have Joe for. You can pick up the phone, call Levinson and Associates and say, wow, those products sounded exciting, and I have a guy. And then they're going to go through them again with you in more detail through an illustration and or get me on the phone and really walk you through this. Come away today knowing your opportunity, being able to take this information and make this a part of your distribution. So let's start off talking about the products. And we really have, it's really like 2 products. We have asset care, which is whole life combined with long-term care. And then we have annuity care, which is annuity combined with long-term care. And what's great about this is it's not like your grandfather's old traditional LTC policy where you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. This is 100% custom fit solutions. I don't care where your client's money is. As long as they have money somewhere and they're moderately healthy, we're going to find a solution that 100% fits their financial portfolio and their lifestyle, because we have every possible way to absolutely pay for this. So let's start talking about the asset care products. And again, this is just whole life combined with long-term care. We have 4 products, but I'm not going to talk about Asset Care 2 and 3, and those are our products that work with qualified money. We actually have a better way to do that now, and I'll show it to you. They all really look and work the same way. The only thing that makes the difference between the 4 Asset Care products is how do you want to fund it? Are you very wealthy? Are your clients very affluent and they want to pay with a single premium? Are they more income heavy, pulling nice RMDs or pension, still working, and you want to do more of an annual pay approach? Maybe they're executives. You want to do a 10 pay, or maybe they have their money heavily vested in 401k or IRAs, or even a 403b, and you want to look at a qualified approach. That's the difference between the products. They all really look and feel the same. It's whole life insurance, which of course means there's an interest rate associated to it. Currently, it sits at 4%. And that's the guarantee. It's at the lowest point right now. It can only go up. That's very nice. You can work or you can apply as either an individual or as a couple. We cap out at age 80, but we work on the concept of joint equal age. So let's say you have a husband and wife applying together, and the husband is, say, 83, and the wife is 70. You won't disqualify him because we use a proprietary formula putting their 2 ages together, and it's 1 age on the contract. So we'll be able to insure him. The other value of our joint policy that nobody else has, we have a patent on this, is we're the only linked benefit product that has a joint life second to die chassis. This is absolutely, positively 100% beneficial, because for the same premium dollar with us, you are absolutely always, for a couple, going to get a bigger LTC monthly benefit and bigger death benefit, because it only takes 1 premium to cover 2 lives. So if you have a couple, for example, that says we have $100,000 we want to put towards this. With any other company, they'd have to do a $50,000 contract on the husband, $50,000 on the wife. With us, you put $100,000 in on both of them. That's going to give you a death benefit based on $100,000, not 50. And of course, the LTC benefit with all these products is always based on the size of the death benefit. So you're always going to get a bigger monthly benefit with us. And as you'll soon find out, you're always going to get it for longer because we're lifetime. The other neat thing with our products, when applying as a couple, you don't need to be married. It works on the concept of any insurable interest. We use the 4 B's to remember this. The first B is betrothed, which of course is your spouse. Obviously, you have an insurable interest there. The second B is brother. You can apply with any blood relative. That's an insurable interest there. Your third B stands for business. Of course, you'll have an insurable interest with your business partner. And the fourth B stands for boulevard. And this means you can apply with anybody that you're living in the same home with, in a relationship with. The only caveat to any of this is that you have to be inside of a 25-year age gap. So mother and son can certainly apply together as long as they're inside of 25 years. So let me show you how this works. We're going to start with Asset Care 1. And again, all the Asset Care products look very, very similar. The only difference is the funding mechanism, and we'll show you how this works. So in this example, this is a couple applying together that has a joint age of 64. And we're going to grab, in this example, a single premium of $125,000. Asset Care 1 is our product that uses only a single premium. That's going to create a death benefit, in this example, of $217,000. So the 125 comes in. Remember, it's always heads you win, tails you tie. They can always get that 125 back. They die, they never need it. They have $217,000 in the death benefit. But if they need this for long-term care, they're going to access that death benefit. That's how all linked benefit products work. You'll use your death benefit for your pool of money for long-term care. So they'll have this 217 available for that, and they have 2 different choices in how they can access that over either a 33-month period or a 50-month period. In this example, we're showing the 33-month period. So just by using simple division, 217 divided by 33 months is $6,500 per month, and that's per person. So should they go on claim, at the same time, they'll actually have $13,000 a month to use between them at a maximum of $6,500 each until the $217,000 is used up. Now, this is the base of the product. It's not bad. They're putting in $1.25. They get a death benefit of $217. They can use that for long-term care. But quite honestly, if they thought their maximum exposure on an LTC instance was $217, they'd probably self-insure. This is what I call insuring for the garage on fire. They want to insure for the house on fire. They want more, and of course they can get more in the form of a rider. And we call that rider our continuation of benefit rider, or COB. And they're going to have 2 options to get more long-term care benefit money available to them. The first option, we call this limited duration. And that's basically another amount equal to the death benefit, or in this example, another $217,000 for a total LTC pool of $434. The other option, and this is our biggest standout by far, and the only company still offering this, a lifetime benefit of long-term care they can never, ever outlive. 90% of our applications, as you can imagine, come in with the lifetime benefit. So how do you get this rider? If you're putting in $125,000 to pay for the base, how do you get either of these rider 2 options? Well, there's 4 different ways to pay for it. The first option, which is my favorite approach, is through an annual premium. Second option is on a 10-pay chassis. Third is a 20-pay. And the fourth option is for people who are very affluent and just want to be one and done with the whole thing. You can do a single pay on the rider as well. So you can come over with like 125 on the base, throw 20 grand out the rider, and just be done with it. So think about this for a second. What would a long-term care for a traditional policy, what would those annual premiums look like to get $6,500 a month on a lifetime basis for 2 64-year-olds? I mean, you can't get it now. You simply can't get lifetime coverage. Max is like 5 years. Even for 5 years, 64-year-old couple, $6,500 a month per person would be probably 10, 12, 15,000 a year. The annual premium on this is, if you wanted to go with just the top option, less than $1,500 a year. If you wanted the lifetime benefit, $2,600 a year.
Hey,
And our policy, by the way,
real quick, which slide are you on right now? I think your internet went out again. Which is it? Asset care?
Yes, it says Asset Care 1 example, joint contract 64 and 64.
Yep, I think I think it got stuck there. So do you want to try?
Oh, Bill, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you want to just wrap it up? I mean, whatever you want to do is fine with us.
Yeah, well, what I was going to do is just show this and then and the other asset here and briefly talk about the annuities. And you weren't able to get the presentation, right?
Joe has it. Joe, are you on?
No. Yeah, no, we did not get that correctly.
I'm sorry, and I came in early and just checked the internet connectivity. It actually seemed good. So I'm glad to know there's no visual. I can easily discuss this in terms to get the attendees of the call up to speed, really getting to a point where it's at a little deeper than 10,000 feet to be dangerous without the visuals. So then we can even take this a little further if needed, one-on-one. So anyone on this call that wants more training after this because you want this more visually, I'm going to say call Joe, call Josh and say, I'd like to get some time alone with Keith, and I am happy to do that in order to and do that with share screens here and there. More than happy to do that. Okay.
Okay, great. So yep. Well, Keith, I'll leave it up to you, but if we can give some maybe a few maybe sales ideas or places where this would fit best or any kind of stories that you have that we can share while we have everyone?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And what I was showing you is a single premium approach. It's interesting where it fits best. It's so dependent on what your client's situation is. One of the things, some of the things I'll throw at you that are going to help from a marketing perspective and identifying your prospects is, I don't know if you guys use a fact finder. I think you guys do. I have one as well. What I'm trying to get agents out of the habit of is thinking linearly. Where this fits best is for your clients that have money, that have a need to protect their family, quite honest with you. Because when you have the ability to do this on a single premium, on an annual premium, on a 10 pay through 20 pay, we also have our annuity products for your clients that are sitting on non-qualified annuities, that have growth, that have taxable gains associated with them. They're not turning them on for income. Over 85% of annuities are not turned on for income. And we can take that annuity and make it worth 5.5 times its value day one and make it 100% tax-free for long-term care. That's a conversation that for your clients with non-qualified annuities, you have to talk about. So it's one of those product suites where the solutions aren't based on really where our product is. It's based on where your clients are. And it's the strength, and I don't want to say weakness, but it almost is, because we have so many solutions and you feel compelled to be a master of them all. You don't have to worry about that. Come away from this today, again, just knowing for your clients that have a lot of money and can do a single premium approach, you've got a fantastic opportunity now to take that premium, guarantee you can always come back to them, give them a lifetime benefit for long-term care, give them a death benefit as well, fund the rider 4 different ways for your clients that are more income heavy, pulling pensions, they're still working. You've got a great annual premium approach. What I was showing here with Asset Care 1, instead of funding the base with a single premium, you could pay that annually and the rider annually as well. And I wasn't even able to get into the qualified approach, but we have a fantastic solution that will take money out of your client's 401k, their IRA, 403b. And what we do is we set up an IRA and we use a SPIA in that IRA to do a 10 or 20 pay certain to fund our 10 or 20 pay life-linked LTC products. So there's so many ways to do this. Two things I'll leave you with that are from a marketing or sales idea perspective is, number one, I have a weekly social media subscription program. This is something that Levinson Associates could easily offer to you. If you're interested, all you need to do is just email Joe or Bill or Josh and let them know this is something you'd like to partake in. Every week we send an email out to our subscription base, and it takes 10 seconds a week to post the social media post on whatever platform you're using, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. It's ready to go content. It's not promoting product. It's promoting the need to protect your family for long-term care, retirement protection, and this stuff absolutely positively works. Bill, I know he talks about social media all the time. It is a buzzword. Everyone knows about it. Nobody's using it. But we have spoon-fed content that shows you in every email how to take that content with it's usually like 2 or 3 clicks of instructions, 10 seconds a week to give yourself an immediate social media presence where you can really start marketing this. And it takes a weekly post to really start seeing the activity start coming in. The last thing I'll leave you with is we have something now just launched called our One America Marketing Store. And this is a fantastic resource where you can actually market to your consumers. You're able to go in, set up a profile, put in all your social media platforms in there. It'll do the posting for you if you want. That's a whole separate thing, different from what I do, but this is great. It actually every 2-3 days will put a social media post for you. But then you can do email campaigns where you can blast out to thousands of your clients and or contacts with your contact information in there with great HTML, beautiful, ready to go consumer emails. And if that's something you're interested in, I'll tell you again, talk to, Bill, Josh, or Joe, and they can get you in touch with me, and that's something we can set up. So yeah, Bill, I'll leave you with that. I apologize for the internet connectivity issue.
No. Don't worry about it. We appreciate you doing this, especially on vacation. So what we're going to do also, we're going to do a follow-up webinar, and Keith will be back. I would say we'll announce it within the next month or so. So you will definitely hear more. And then, of course, we have everything on our website. We can always get Keith involved for a conference call if needed, or another one-on-one webinar, or for an agency, whatever you want. We're here to help you. All right, so we're going to close out. We have a couple more slides. We're going to show you how to generate clients, prospects for this product and the LTC need. And then we're going to give away a tablet to the 100th registrant on today's call. So we're going to announce the winner in about 5 or 8 minutes here. Okay, we're going to move pretty quick. Joe's going to take the wheel. He's going to show you how to start looking for the perfect prospect for a product just like One America. Joe, you there?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So real quickly here, I'll dive into the Agency Automator platform. Just some new updates to look out for in the next coming weeks. We're adding meta tags into your Agency Automator free agent website. So not only can you have that free agent website, but you can also have the ability to show up on the different rankings when clients look in Google and search for insurance or different products. Your website will be in the ranking because everything on your website, all the text, all the paragraphs, all the information that is already preloaded for you will be indexed. So those clients in your area will be able to find you. Also, we just recently added a new scholarship page to that agent website. So once you get your Agency Automator CRM platform up and running and you actually use that website builder, that scholarship page is already included. And we have a great VIP package. So now you can actually start your platform, hand it over to the VIP software team, and they'll actually take the ball, run with it, schedule all your emails. Now, they'll even do follow-ups with clients and prospects to make sure that anyone that got your email that was interested, they'll actually call them and set up an appointment for you. So really, really great, neat features inside of the Agency Automator platform. Also, at the bottom there, you'll see mobile enhancements. We just came out with some new templates that are completely mobile optimized, and we've actually rolled those out as of a couple of weeks ago. So great features to have your free agent website with that mobile optimization. Real quickly here, one great part of Agency Automator that I want to dive into is the prospecting tool. And so when you get inside of this Agency Automator CRM platform, there are 2 different databases. There's a consumer database, which has a little bit over 28 million records, and then a business owner database, which has just underneath 7 million records. So in this example here, you can actually go in, you can add custom client demographics. So for this particular product, we're looking at clients, maybe a little bit older, that have those annuities or other products with some cash value that we want to look at in the One America arena. So we can actually put in the client date of birth, even people that are turning 65 in the next 6 months. We can actually sort by people that own a home or rent, their marital status, their net worth, income, education level, all this different criteria. You can even say, show me clients within a 20-mile radius. And so for this example, I put in all clients in that senior market within a 25-mile radius from the office. We actually enter that criteria in, and you'll see on the bottom right in yellow, over 15,000 prospects that actually meet that criteria. So the next step would be picking one of the pre-designed templates inside of the Agency Automator platform to actually email market on every single one of those clients. So then they're going to be receiving your message, learning about what you do as an agent and the great products that you offer. You can actually not only see who opens that email, but the neat thing is Agency Automator now notifies you when a client opens your email, and if that client clicks on any of the links inside of that email, so you can be notified in real time that someone opened your email, and that is a prospect that is waiting for you to reach out to them so you can actually introduce yourself and make the sale. So by far one of the best prospecting tools that we've ever seen. Every single month you get 1,000 new prospecting credits and leads that you can dive into and pull. And again, the best part is that virtual assistant is available to help you dive right into that system and kind of take the wheel and actually help you market. Another great thing we've done is introduce some awesome social media tools. Since you're going to be having that free agent website and doing some great prospecting, you definitely need to be in the social media arena, whether it is LinkedIn or Facebook or both. We have some great platforms to help you be in that environment and really engage clients. And a lot of agents are using these tools and generating leads off of those different social media tools to be able to engage those customers, not only through regular email marketing, but also the social media. We've got some great one-on-one videos that really dive into the entire platform and show you how to use this from A to Z. So definitely check that out. Also, I know we mention this on every single webinar, and I have agents asking me every single day, when is the next expo? When's the next meeting? It's May 10th, 2019. That is a Friday. And this is really not just a day full of sales ideas and concepts, but we're going to have over 300 agents from all across the country. You'll be able to have lunch with each of those agents and actually right at the beachfront resort. As you can see from the picture, it's a beautiful location. Pick their brain and learn ideas and concepts of what products they're selling, what kind of traction they're getting, what type of marketing they're doing, and what Levinson tools they're using to really be successful. So it's not just a day to learn about, all the new things and strategies that the different carriers have, but also what other successful agents are doing. And I think that really speaks volumes because you can try all sorts of different things, but we're going to be really spotlighting those agents and which agents are successful and what they're doing to actually use the platforms. On the right there, a special keynote guest speaker, Joe Ross, in my opinion, and of course, I know Bill shares this, one of the best presenters in the industry, focusing on products, specifically Index Universal Life, and really help you how to sell IUL products and how to explain that product to your client. So definitely a day you do not want to miss. In today's thank you email, there'll be a link. You can register right for that Levinson Expo from that email that you'll be receiving.
Okay, thanks, Joe. By the way, we're already over 300 RSVP'd for the expo, so we are climbing. Make sure you register today, please. If you have any friends, neighbors, family that are also in the business, you can bring them as well, no charge. Obviously, we pay for meals and all the above. Okay, so real quick, you need to brush up on online marketing, your website, marketing in general, best practices, okay? Everybody needs this. I don't care who you are, okay? We constantly have to make sure we sharpen the pencil or sharpen the knife, as you will. These are all of our live weekly trainings every single day now, okay? Every single Monday, we have our search engine optimization tool. Every Tuesday, free website builder. Every Wednesday, our CRM. Thursday, prospecting agent recruiting. Friday is best practices. Everything is wrapped up in one easy to use, understand. You can even participate on these live webinars. Kevin is the host for all of these, and like I said, every day, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. On the bottom there, we talk about agent business tracking tools, okay? This is great for marketing technology on March 27th, 2 p.m. Eastern, a day you do not want to miss. That will be a great webinar that's going to help you bring your marketing to the next level. Now, if you're in South Florida, okay, we're having our Mutual of Omaha VP fly down here, okay, for a live training. We bring in breakfast. We're going to go over all of the latest niches, the underwriting credit program, the final expense platform, some really, really neat stuff with Mutual of Omaha. It's all complimentary. So if you can make this, let us know. It's on April 8th. So April 8th starts at 9:30 a.m. Let us know if you can make that meeting. We'd love to see you there. Okay, moving forward here is our last slide. And I want to mention one thing before we give away our free tablet as well. What I wanted to talk about here, and I think it's very important lately, we're hearing a lot about, especially in the final expense world, you know, if it's this multi-level marketing groups, it's kind of like an Amway approach in the life insurance world. Be very careful, okay, of these crazy contracts, you know, with the commissions that are 190% and they pay over, you know, 2 years and they promise you these free leads or whatever the case is. And what's happening is they're getting people excited and they're getting contracted. And next thing you know, the commission isn't what they thought, or they're under 5 different levels in the hierarchy. Okay, and everybody's making a piece of your commission payout. The leads are garbage. And then when you decide, hey, I need a release, they handcuff you for 6 months to a year. They will not release you, which means you cannot move the contract with most carriers. So just make sure that you have everything in writing, okay? Yes, we want you to do as much as you can with us, okay? Hopefully all of your business with us. But if you have to have a contract or two outside, fine. You know, that's no problem. But make sure that everything is in black and white. You have it in writing. Because I don't know what it is, but more and more we're hearing about these horrible stories in the final expense world where these uplines are literally holding these agents hostage and they're not giving out releases. We try getting involved, and there's only so much we can do. So just be careful. Always have your eyes fully open. Know the whole story. So important. You know, when something sounds a little too good to be true, as we all know it usually is, okay, in the life insurance brokerage world, the top payout is only so high, okay? All of the top IMOs are within a point or two of each other. So if something just doesn't make sense, okay, it probably doesn't make sense and it's not the whole story. So again, keep your eyes open. And by the way, if you have any questions, always run it by us too, and we can tell you our thoughts. I'm always available here to speak to you as well. Okay, so we always like to end with our Positive Tuesday quote. Obviously, today is Thursday. We post these weekly positive thoughts, quotes on our social media pages, on our website. And, you know, I think it's so important, like I always say, and like I said earlier in today's call, is I don't care what type of education you have or how long you've been doing this. If you're not in the right mindset, you're going to go backwards. People don't want to be around other people like that. You need to have a good energy. It's so important, and know enough to be dangerous. And we're here to hold your hand every step of the way. We also just produced our March 411 monthly update video that we're going to email out today or latest by tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We're going to end with our Positive Tuesday quote, and then the 100th registrant on today's webinar. So we'll announce that in a second. We'll end with our quote, how many successful and accomplished people do you know that had an easy past? I've never met one. The point behind this is, I don't care where you came from, how you grew up, if you have a great education or no education, it doesn't make a difference. We all bleed the same. We've all been through something. There's no more excuses, okay? And in our industry, everyone starts at ground zero. So we all have a chance with the right marketing material, the right training, the right products, okay? We all have an equal shot at this awesome, awesome industry called life insurance brokerage. With that said, have a great rest of the week, a good weekend. Number 100 is Mr. Sands. We'll mail you your free tablet today. Mr. Sands, congratulations. Have a great weekend, great selling. Take care. Thanks again.